Hey YouTubers, okay, so here I am going to talk to you about changing a propane tank on a forklift. And when you're changing these propane tanks, the first thing you have to do is completely shut off the tank. Okay, once you do that, you have to let the engine run. Now what you're doing right here is you're allowing all the propane to leave the system. Because this is pressurized, you don't want to be opening this and spewing out some propane. So what you gotta do is just gotta let the engine run until it dies on its own. Now this might take some time. You can kind of speed it up by pushing the gas pedal. Some of these are very efficient, so it could take a few minutes. While this is happening, I can talk to you about some things. So these propane tanks have latches. They are supposed to be perfect in the sense of holding it. This one here is kind of bent. It still holds it fairly well, but I would recommend to be changing this. So this side, on the other hand, is completely bent and it doesn't even close properly. It just bounces right off. Like, this is completely bent. So this is no good. It has to be replaced. If it has one, that's fine. There are some that are strapped with just one, but if there is two, or whichever the case, if it's there, it's there. It's supposed to be working. It's supposed to be working. Okay. Another thing that you're supposed to be when putting back the propane tank is it has these holes here. This hole, sorry, for this pin, and that's to keep it upright. There is safety to these that the valves have to be on top, the safety valves. Okay. So we're just waiting here for this to die. Again, it takes some time. If you're driving it and it becomes empty, even though it's empty, you still want to turn it off and you want to crank the engine just to maybe be on the safe side that there's nothing left in the system. Okay, because what ends up happening is if you try cracking this open and there's something wrong in between here, this here will just start spewing out propane and you'll get it's frost burn. It really hurts like hell. It's dangerous because you might not be able to get close to it. So here we go, it's starting to dying. There you go, it just died. So I'm gonna try cranking it. See that? Even though it died, it still had a little bit left. Okay, so now I'm cranking it. It's not turning on. We now know that this is not pressurized. Okay. So first thing I would be doing is putting on some gloves, some safety gloves. Now these things are very thick. I have safety glasses on, so here they are. Okay, you can use face shields too, but this is the way you want to turn it, counterclockwise. Okay, and there you go, comes right off, no problems. Okay, now if I were to get a new one, this one's still okay, still has half. I just wanted to show you. If I were to get a new one, take off these latches, propane tank will come off, new one put on. Again, pin, very important, at the bottom, must have. Okay, I'd be screwing it back. Oh, sorry, before I should say, I'd be looking for any damages on the hose. For example, right here, I can see a little bit of damage. I'm going to be talking to my customer about that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, these things are supposed to be like defective free. Okay, so looking inside here, these have this little thing in the middle here. I forgot what's can't think of the word right now on the top of my head. Once that gets screwed on, it presses in with the propane tank and it allows it. There's some oil rings inside here, so these do tend to leak. Best way to check it out would be to use some soap and water to see if there's any bubbles. But there we go. All right, so that's screwed on pretty good, nice and tight. Okay, now when I turn it on, you should hear it depressurize. There you go. Fully open. I don't hear anything. I don't smell anything. I don't see anything getting. If after a while it starts to get cold, you should want to turn this off right away. Okay? It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. Nothing much to it. And if there's anything else, I'll give you guys a heads up. Alright, thanks for watching.